All right, folks, we are back with another episode of the Art of Hustle podcast. Hannah, what up?
How's it going, big guy?
Just in the studio. Got a nice little iced coffee here, so
You look official.
I try to be. We got a very exciting episode today.
What are we talking about?
You know what we're talking about.
Okay, well, you tell us.
I'm not telling us. You got to tell us.
You tell us what we're talking about, and then I'll tell. Tell.
Mm-mm. Set us off. What we got?
Well, these last couple weeks have been kind of crazy for your girl over here.
And why is that?
Funny you should ask. I got the opportunity to be a high school varsity volleyball coach.
Hey.
Thank
Cue
you.
golf clap. Cue
Thank
golf
you.
clap.
Thank you.
Talk to us. Are you excited? Are you nervous? How you feeling?
All the above. Yeah, it's it's definitely a God thing. It would not be a thing if the big guy upstairs didn't want this to be a thing. So that makes me feel very at peace about it. But it also comes with a lot of nerves. It's completely new. I've done a couple little assistant coaching positions, but I've never been head honcho in a volleyball program.
What made you want to go from that little assistant lifestyle of volleyball to go to the head seat?
Number one, God, he was pushing me towards it.
Explain that.
A lot of doors started opening. When this opportunity first came to be, it was intriguing to me, but my right off the bat, it was no. I had all of the my flesh was like, no, you can't. There's no way this can be a thing. And it seemed as though pretty quickly the door was closed for this opportunity, and I just went about life as quote unquote normal. And then maybe a month or two passed and the door opened back up. And then not only did it open up, it flung open and there's smiling faces on the other side of the door. So inviting me in, and I couldn't say no. It just had to be.
What else do you feel like is calling you to this position?
I think that over the last 5 years, I would say since we moved to Ben and have run our own business, there is definitely a part of me that I like. Well, how should I say this? I like starting from the ground and building and creating a community and a place that feels safe. And we've done that with the gym, and this is same but different. It's a community that loves Jesus, that just needs someone to take the reins and run with it. And that's so intriguing to me to be the leader in that environment.
That's dope. I think the opportunity to be at a Christian academy and do this is gonna be a pretty unique opportunity.
Yeah. So I didn't even one of the reasons it's a God thing is our boys it's Trinity Lutheran, and our boys, this is their first year there. They're at part-time preschool, go 2 days a week. And we've loved it. They've had an amazing experience. They learn about Jesus. They have great friends. They have great teachers. It's just all around, it feels really good. And as we're kind of looking at next year, we didn't really know what we were going to do. And as we kind of started looking at options, again, this volleyball thing got brought up, and everything started aligning and started guiding us towards Trinity it's going to be not only a school, but home, your second home for this next season of life. Like I literally can't explain it. It's like this feeling that I'm like, yeah, this is going to be our second home. Who knows for how long, but as of now, it feels good. It's where God wants me.
Obviously, with big decisions and big opportunity comes like the excitement, the nervous, and the fear part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes you most nervous?
I think I'm going to like have to find a team, hire a team of coaches that not only know volleyball, but even more than that, love Jesus. And that's a little bit out of my comfort zone, I would say, is like finding people, it's kind of like that, asking them like, do you love Jesus? That's out of my comfort zone. I don't usually start conversations with.
So how do you combine the business infrastructure with the faith aspect to kind of answer that problem, right? Like it's just a infrastructure problem. So like in your resume, do you have the question of, do you love Jesus?
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, like, how do I even go about getting resumes? It's like, what I'm asking for is a very part-time job, but a lot of investment and a lot of like agreeing and like passion for Jesus and what like.
Yeah, I find that's the work of God though. Like it just naturally happens. Not supposed to. Like it's already, like, I don't know. I believe the work is already done, in like that meaning that God already has a perfect plan, and the right people will fall in your place at the right time. So that's what I experienced in the gym and like just my experiences of life up to this part so far.
Yes, I would say I agree with that. There's also like a deadline in a sense. It's like that's one thing that I feel the pressure is like, okay, starting May 27th, we can go. Like we can practice and we can
10 weeks away.
Do tournaments. Yeah, like that, it's like, and even right now we can be doing some stuff. So it's like the clock is ticking. And that's where I feel that pressure, that I would say that it's what raises the cortisol a little bit.
How do you internalize that pressure?
Pray. Exactly what you just said. Like, God, I know that you know exactly who's going to be there side by side with me and in that gym, and he knows. He already knows. So it's just it's like faith and trust in the big guy upstairs. That's the only way.
So looking at your team, like, let's say you have X amount of coaches. What does Hannah's volleyball infrastructure culture look like, sound like, talk like? What kind of people are in that space that share that core with you?
Are you saying like on the staff, or are you saying on the team?
Oh, your staff, the staff.
The staff. Number one, love Jesus. Number two, I would say the experience comes before the winning. So I would say, like, I want my girls, when they ask, how was your 2026 volleyball season? I want them to say amazing. Like, I don't want them to say, great, we won. Like or spit off their win-loss thing. I want them to say, it was amazing. We grew, we learned, and we had fun while doing it. So I want someone next to me that pairs with that. But on top of that, they also have to know volleyball, because I do want to win.
There it is. I was going to say, listen, Jesus is great. Winning is also good, too.
I know. Yes.
Listen, you're going to be in that Bible talking about adversity the whole season. Or we talk about abundance. Hey, listen here. You get the right winning culture of sport in there, too. It'll be a even better, more amazing experience.
So is this you putting in your application for my assistant?
Here's the thing. I don't think you can afford my services.
All right, moving on.
Just kidding. If God opens that door for me at Trinity to be your assistant coach, I might peek in it.
Maybe we'll create a like special little title for you.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's hear it, coach.
Okay. If I were to put Cornelius Edison on my staff, his title would be I'm gonna throw it's gonna be a sentence, okay?
That's not a title. That's a sentence.
Well, I know I'm gonna throw out a couple things and then you can help me put it into a title.
Refine it.
Yeah. I would say like you're very good at creating structure. You're very good at creating how do I say this? Dog versus cat mentality.
Oh gosh.
Can I say that?
Cut.
What's that word?
I don't know. You tell me.
Killer instinct.
We're tending the right way.
Lion.
How about quality control coach?
No.
Why?
No, because you have why I would hire you is for the
intensity.
The intensity. The structural intensity that you provide. That's why I put you on my staff.
How much does this pay?
Well, here's the thing is you probably it might be like volunteer.
Y'all got snacks?
What's your favorite?
Give me some fruit snacks.
Fruit snacks. Which kind?
Fruit snacks and sunflower seeds.
Ooh, okay.
Dill pickle.
I know what sunflower seeds you like. I don't know what fruit snacks you like though.
I think Welch's.
Welch's like the blue bag.
Yeah.
Easy Costco.
Tropical.
Ooh, I don't know what that's for Costco.
I know, high standards.
Okay, I'll check into that.
All right, fear. What are you most fearful of?
Losing.
Why?
I didn't finish.
Oh, my bad.
If I'm being completely vulnerable, like losing every game would be my biggest fear.
Why?
Because that was like my biggest, that's like rooted in me back in like high school. Like I had a fear of losing rather than like, I want to switch it and be like an excitement to win rather than a fear to lose. But I think taking over an entire program and like it being my first time as a head coach, there's definitely this part of me of like, am I going to be good at this? You know?
No, I feel like a lot of these same feelings are like 5 years ago of like buying a business. Like, am I going to make this work? Will this fail? Will this not become a thing?
But I went to this like leadership thing and it said,
who invited you?
My husband. Now that I'm about to be a leader, he's like, hey, you should start coming to these things with me. But now I'm going to botch the quote here. Hang on. It was like, all right, now I'm getting it confused with the movie, the Moana. Something about, there's two different quotes here, but there's never perfection. There's only experience. Failures, you fail, then you learn, and then you repeat.
That's definitely Moana.
Okay, yeah, Moana. We watched Moana last night and this morning, so that might be what's. But all of that to say is like failing is inevitable. Like it's going to happen when you step into new things. The goal is not perfection. It's not to go in and never make a mistake and know exactly what you're doing all the time and be the best at everything. It's you go in with like this growth mindset that I know that there's going to be things that I fail at, that I fall short of, that I don't know what I'm doing. And it's like through that process where you fail and then you learn the next time you're like, well, definitely not going to do that. And that's where you gain that experience. And that's where you gain that growth. And that's where in the end, like that's where leaders are formed. And that's where like you become a great leader, is by leading that cycle over and over. And that only happens when you're challenged.
Do you love winning or do you hate losing?
Do I love winning or hate losing? To be honest, I would say that for a long time I loved winning, but I'm transitioning now. I would definitely say now I hate losing more than I love winning. What would you say?
I've always been I hate losing.
Yeah,
Always.
I would have guessed that for you.
Like, I expect to win.
Yeah. That's why you're going to be my what do we call you?
Intensity quality control?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's like that. That's what I want to get in here. And where do you think you got that from?
I think, So if you look like pure like feelings, if you look at the list of winning feelings, I don't know what those would be. Imagine you win something, all those feelings.
Right.
But
Okay.
imagine you lose all those feelings.
Okay.
I just did not like those losing feelings more than I liked those winning feelings.
That makes sense.
So it's just a purely internal emotional process that I've always had.
That makes sense. Yeah. So I'm definitely getting more feelings attached to losing. Like more intense feelings than I would say that I previously have. And I don't know, maybe it feels like there's more pressure or more on the line. I don't know why that is.
Yeah. And I feel like, honestly, like the hate of losing definitely made me succeed in football and in business now. Like, I just don't like losing.
Yeah.
So once I can learn the whole scope of what I'm doing, then it's like, all right. Like you said earlier, like you have enough experience, like you know what will make you lose,
Mm-hmm.
and then what will make you win.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like most of the time, like, maybe I'm thinking out loud now. If you look at the scope of losing and what it takes to lose, you identify those things, and then you work at those things. Like, if you know that you're going to lose if you, let's say, are late to practice every day, right? Like, all right, you remove that losing behavior, turn into like winning behavior, and just identify all losing behaviors and turn them. I don't know, like
you fix them.
You fix some problems.
Yes, there's things to fix when you lose. When you win, it's hard. It's harder to.
It's easier to be average.
Yes. Ooh.
Way easier to be average because you can play down to competition, but when you're always like taking losing behaviors and working on them, and always identifying what's losing behaviors and raising the intensity to those things, and it'll help like solidify a better team. I think identifying losing behaviors.
Okay.
I think having a standard of excellence.
Okay.
Like that was a big thing for me growing up. It was like toes behind the line.
Yeah.
5 minutes early.
Yep.
All those kind of
attention
things.
to detail.
ATD.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of like winning too.
Mm-hmm. That's your like cultural, like in college you call it like our cultural DNA, like who we are. This is what we do no matter what. And eventually that cultural DNA over and over and over creates champions.
Yeah. What does a champion look like though?
I think excellence.
But like, what does a champion look like?
I think
Is it purely wins, losses in sport?
I think it probably depends on who you ask.
Well, you tell me, Coach. What is your...
I think that there's, I would argue there's two different lanes. There's champions, actually maybe three. If we're talking about like high school sports in general, I would say like the most obvious one is your win-loss. Like if you win every single one and you get first place, you are a champion. I then would say that there's your academics, where you strive to be excellent in academics. And then lastly, I think it's your character. And I think like striving to be excellent in character. So I think a true champion would be if you strive for excellence in all three of those. What's I would
the order?
say. I think above all else is character. That's who you are for the rest of your life. Like, that's number one. How you carry yourself, what your reputation is, your integrity, how you carry yourself being a daughter or son of the Most High. Like, that's hands down the most important.
Number two?
You got to go academics, definitely.
Why?
Because you can't, if you have poor academics, you cannot play. But you can, if you play poorly, you can still have good academics. So that means that academics is above. I lost you on that, didn't I?
No, I knew exactly what you were talking
Oh,
about. I just want you to talk about it.
Your look, it was like, duh. That's the like vibe I was getting from you.
All right, if I said the quote, how you do anything is how you do everything. What does that mean to you?
To me, that's all about the details. A great example would be making your bed every morning. Like, there's a lot of like, I don't know all the stats out there, but I know there's a book written and different stuff about if you get up every day and make your bed, how that sets you up for the rest of your day, because there is like no little thing. There's no small thing. It's all about like that discipline and that attention to detail that creates excellence.
I like it.
Thanks.
How do you feel like you're about to take a whole team of people and give them one kind of mission statement, give them strategic pillars, values, a vision?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how are you going to instill that?
I think as me being the leader and whatever coaching staff I hire, that we together will have a vision. This Trinity has a mission. They have a mission statement. And I do not know it off the top of my head. I will, because mission statements are important in creating culture.
But I'm talking about the Hannah Addison.
I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting there.
Okay. Funnel us down then. Break it all down to us.
Mission is a big 3 to 5 thing. Vision.
But I want Hannah's mission statement for her team, her program.
Ooh. Okay. What is it?
No, you don't even know that because you used to do the job.
Right. I was like, dang, you put me on the spot. You want to know how I'm going to get it?
I want to know, how are you going to lead? That's what I want to get to. Like, how are you going to formulate all this information?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to pass it down to your higher coaches?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to teach your team? And how are you going to exhibit this day to day, game to game, practice to practice? Like, how, that's your job now.
Yeah.
And how are you going to get that done?
Yeah. Great question. So, starting off right off the bat,
You're going to hire me? Sorry, that was mean. That was rude. I interrupted.
I don't think it's rude. I do believe that I'm in this position partly because of the impact that you have on my life and the wisdom and how you help me navigate things. So I do believe, honestly, that a lot of stuff you will help me because of the position that God has put you in. You will help me to begin to create an infrastructure.
Do you feel like, but here's the thing though, I've always kind of been like the creator, the visionary.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like it's time for you to create.
I know. And you know
and
what?
be your own visionary.
You know what? When people are like, what are you like most scared of? That right there. That is what I'm most scared of, because I have 100% always been a girl that lives in the moment. And it's very difficult for me to think beyond, to envision, to dream, to plan. Like, I'm a very spontaneous, and that's why we work well together. You plan everything, and I'm like, heck yeah, let's go. Let's do this. So that right there, being that visionary for an entire program, hands down will be the most difficult, most challenging aspect of this opportunity.
I'm trying to think, like, for me, it's so easy to create.
I know it is.
Visionary.
I know it is.
Especially with, like, a business infrastructure now, like, because I've done it for 5 years. It's like,
yeah.
I feel like I now can see top to bottom, side to side.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, like, really makes me excited for you to, like,
learn that.
Yeah, just have the whole box that's a blank canvas to, like, you know, to put your time, energy, effort in. And I love infrastructure that, like, really changes lives for the better. Like, Lift Fitness Studio changes lives for the better every day, every hour. Like, but that's like a solidified box already.
Mm-hmm.
But the opportunity to, like, go to the youth, and A, teach a sport that you love, B, add in the business infrastructure of, like, culture, team development, rules, regulations, standards, and, like, you know, how we act, how we behave, how we play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's so tight for sports.
It is. It's like all the word I keep coming up with. We're like, oh yeah, congrats. I'm like, yeah, I'm very excited. Like, I don't know how else, like, what other emotion to explain, like, what's in front of me and, like, what everything that I get to do and all the, and, like, with this environment and with people who, like, are literally going to become, like, family. You know, it's quite, it's exciting. I don't know how else to describe it, but there's a lot of work to do.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm partly jealous.
You are?
A little bit.
Why?
I think that the power of the coaching position is so unique. The power of, like, the teacher, coaching, guider, mentor. Like, I feel like that's the most honorable position in our society.
Mm.
And a combination of that with, again, business, because I love business. And, like, infrastructure and leadership and development and operations and, you know, having the sport tied with that, of, like, wins and losses at a super great school with great people. Like, that's tight.
Yeah.
This week I had a high school coach pass away.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who was super, like, inspiring for my journey.
I'm sorry.
And so, like, it's all right. He had a great life. And, like, just something as simple as, like just go on his Facebook where he was super active. And his family, like, posted on there. Thousands of likes, thousands of people commenting. Like, you know, I grew up in a small city, but, like, the thousands of people that he impacted over his lifetime was very impressive.
Yeah.
And just, like, the ability to love that many people. So it's like this weird, this week was this weird, like, twofold for me. It was like the end of one journey, but the start of the beginning of another one.
Dang, babe.
It was very, like, eye-opening for me.
Yeah.
And, like, new chapter feelings. Which, like, don't come very often. So it was, like, just sitting there acknowledging that.
Yeah. How does this whole me taking a coaching position change your role?
I don't know yet. It's going to be interesting. I got to see the hours on paper. Well, I got to see it.
Yeah.
Good thing you have practice at nighttime or something.
Right? Yeah. There'll be a lot of, like, probably August to October, November. A lot of evenings I will be.
Well, do you have, like, training camp?
That starts August 18th.
Okay, cool. Me and the kids go to the beach or something. So you need some quiet time, girl. Go ahead and do that. Lock yourself in the gym for a week. We'll see when you get back.
It is. Yeah, no, it's going to be very, I'm excited. It's definitely going to stretch us on all aspects because it's taking up we've had very little margin our time has had very little margin. And before this was a thing, we were like, oh wow, we're gaining some margin back, some time. And then all of a sudden God said, nope, here we go. So there's no doubt in my mind it's going to become second nature.
Yeah, it'll be
quite quickly. Yes. Yeah. But it's definitely going to be uncomfy a little bit.
I'm not too worried about it, honestly.
You're not? Good. I needed to hear you say that. You've been quite quiet. You've been quite quiet.
Why would I tell you something to do something or agree to do something if I'm not comfortable with it?
What do you mean? You do so much stuff that's uncomfortable that you just trust that it's gonna be?
Do I?
Yes. Baby, just because you say yes to something, in my mind, it's not like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like, this is easy, this home run. Like, you say yes to stuff, I'm like, all right, hang on tight. Here comes a roller coaster.
I don't, honestly, like going back to the winning and losing thing, I feel so confident in the self win of myself and like the joint win of our marriage and the joint win of our family that like not much makes me nervous or fearful anymore.
You have a strong foundation.
Yeah, I just don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be different, but like you're going to be 2 minutes away from the house.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's not like it's a commitment for sure.
It is.
It's a time's going to change. Sure, I got to be home a little bit more anytime, not be able to take as many appointments, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We've had 3 kids in 5 years in the business and all this stuff. Like, this ain't going to be that crazy compared to what we've done and still do every day. So,
yeah.
But no, I'm excited for real.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie, I got a ruined surprise. But I got you a little coaching sweatshirt. It's not here yet. I was gonna hopefully have it for this podcast. But
babe, that's so sweet.
It says "In my Saints era."
That's so cute. You're very thoughtful.
I got a little congratulations. So
the day I officially said yes to the job, Cornelius showed up a little bit earlier I came home a little bit earlier than expected with a bouquet of flowers to tell me, congratulations, coach. And I just wanted you to know that made me feel really special.
You're welcome.
So thank you.
Somebody in my journey is telling me that I need to celebrate small wins more.
I like that. You never asked me what I'm most excited about.
What are you most excited about? I thought we started with that.
Did we?
What are you most excited about for this new job?
Maybe you did. But I just got this feeling. I'm most excited about my team, meaning my girls, that I'm going to build very special, unique bonds with. And in a very I reflect back to literally my high school experience, and it's really such a vulnerable yet beautiful time. There's very little, volleyball is life. That I'm sure for you back in high school, football was life. It's there's not a lot of other things that distract you. It's this is what I'm gonna put my time and energy and effort into, and I want to be great at this. And you combine that with a room full of girls that love Jesus and want to bring glory and honor to him, and you combine that, I'm that's beautiful. And I get to be right there watching it, right there leading, right there experiencing all of this right along with them. It gives me goosebumps talking about it.
That's so tight.
And then on top of that, my little girl gets to watch that in action. Like, that makes me want to cry. You know?
She gonna think she had the coolest mom ever.
I don't know. I just want her to see, like, woman empowering woman and, like, for God's glory, you know? That's pretty cool.
It was tight walking in. So Thursday you had your little official press conference. You had the team in the classroom. So I walk in there. I had the boys after school pick up. Walked in there. You was up there, very front with Ava. No, was Ava up there? She was.
No, Ava's in the back.
Oh yeah,
she
was in the back.
Yeah, in her little desk.
And there was like 20 people in there, 20 girls.
Yeah.
I was like, oh she got a team now. I was like, this is official. You know, all the talk, like behind the scenes stuff, but then like having that first in-person experience was like,
seeing all these faces.
different.
Yeah. No, like seeing all these faces looking up at me. You know, they're in desks. I'm standing at the front of the room. I'm like, dang, we're doing this. Like, they're looking at me to be their leader, to show them where to go, how to do it, how to get there, what it looks like. Like,
were you nervous at all?
Oh my gosh, so nervous. I opened up in prayer. I told myself, like, you know how you know you're going to be nervous, but also at the same time, you're like, okay, I can do this. Like, it's like, I always do worst case scenario. Like, you know, worst case scenario.
What was your worst case scenario? What was it?
My worst case scenario was I was going to show up in a room full of all the parents, none of the players. And it was going to be parents grilling me on kind of my like coaching regimen. That was my worst case scenario.
Why? You like crushed that.
I would have, but it wasn't, that wasn't the like feel good, like we're about to be a family. This is like, we're about to like.
Why'd you start Feel Good? Why did you want to start Feel Good?
Why did I want to start Feel Good?
Yeah.
Because above all else, I want like, I want to bring peace. And how you bring peace is by like creating environments that's safe and that feels good. So that's why I wanted to feel good.
Interesting.
Okay, you can talk about that one later. Intensity.
Your peace, I'm intensity.
Mm-hmm. I do think though that you have to approach. I would say you approach female and male sports slightly different.
I mean, you're probably not wrong about that. I just have zero experience with.
Yeah. But anyways, back to so I was there with Ava. I was like giving a little speech or whatnot.
Can you give us a little rundown?
Oh, I forgot what I was. Okay, how nervous was I? We kind of got off track. I told myself I was going to open up in prayer and just like because you can't be nervous while you're praying. You know, it takes you into a different element. So I like got through my prayer, which was like, quote unquote, easy. And the second I started talking, my heart, boom, 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 boom. It was like one of those things I literally needed to like completely stop talking and like.
What'd you do? Let me guess. All right. Anybody have any questions?
Well, because I was nervous, I talked super fast. So then I like got through all my talking points very quickly.
Minutes.
Literally, I look up at the clock. I'm like, oh, dang. And then I was like, so any questions? And then luckily, right at that time, Cornelius and the boys like walked through the door and
Your saving grace.
All you could hear, like it was silent until then. All you could hear the second they walked through the door, oh, like everyone just melted. They're like, oh my gosh, look how cute they are. And that definitely like it was like a
energy shift.
Yes. I was like, okay, I can take a deep breath.
You were like, come here. I'm like, I'm not. Go up front. What the heck?
I called them all up front. I'm like, this is my family. Had everybody say their name, take a little time, let me catch it.
You know what's so wild? And I don't know how long we go, 12 years of being together, whatever. That was probably the first time that I got introduced
Baby, I thought
Like,
the same thing.
Things have definitely switched.
It's always been everywhere I've gone. It's always been like Cornelius has always been like, and this is my wife Hannah, and this is my wife Hannah, and I was the one being like, and this is my husband Cornelius.
I was like, yeah, I do not belong here.
It's good for you.
Let me go back to work.
Hey, it's good for you every once in a while.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah, no, it felt good. I forgot where we were going with that, but anyways.
You just don't know how excited you were.
Yeah.
And you up there leading the squad.
Yeah. The squad. Yeah. And even things like, this is where I'm out. We're going to add this to your, not your resume, your job title. Is like uniforms. Like I have the freedom to like.
Get some swag.
Yes. And I'm like, look at like, I'm going to like totally wrap myself out here. I don't even know where to begin. I like literally Google like Nike volleyball shirts, uniforms, like, you know, and I never done stuff like that. Like Cornelius is always like the swag guy.
Now it's time to negotiate. Poppies, Welch's tropical fruit snacks. What else did I say? Sunflowers.
Mm-hmm. Sunflower seeds.
Sunflower seeds. And maybe like a gym key to play some basketball.
He did. Kyle did say that I get the keys.
Oh.
So
shots up.
I don't know. We'll have to figure out that last one. I'll have to read the rules.
Fine print.
Yeah. But this is a big question. What flavor of poppy?
Ooh. The blue one.
I knew Berry Blast. Is it Berry Blast?
No, it's like
it's berry something.
I just know it's blue.
Yeah, that is. I like that one too.
I think it's also important to talk about how you are daring to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
To those listening that want to try something bigger, more scarier, exciting, what you got for them?
Dive in head first. Do it. Like I said, I do the worst case scenario. Like the worst case scenario is you fail. And if you fail, you learn from that. And that makes you even better. So it's like the worst thing that you could actually do is not challenge yourself, stay comfortable, do the same thing over and over, and just be okay with staying exactly where you are, stagnant. That's the worst thing. So it's anything other than that you like go for and you dive in. That's where growth happens.
That is wise words from program director, head varsity coach, Hannah Edison of Trinity Lutheran. On that note, we out.
Peace.